In this video, we're not just going to build an AI voice assistant or an AI voice agent. We're going to build an AI super agent. Now, this agent can reply to leads that filled out a form, either on your website or in your Facebook ads or in any other ads. When you connect a webhook to that form, it will be able to call that lead. It can either book a meeting, or when someone hangs up the phone, it can actually remember their credentials, their name, their email address, and all of the things that you would need to remember when they call back. This agent is really the amalgamation of all the agents that we've built so far. So we've built an agent that can take notes, that can transfer calls. We built an agent that can reserve a table and that can book a meeting. But now we have a super agent that can do all of those things and actually remember all of the data and the information of the customer when they call back. Now, I promise you that if you build this system even once and you run an AI agency or a marketing agency or anything in that category, you can actually make this a part of your offering, turn this into a product and sell it to your clients. And if you're a business owner, you can use this to either save costs or generate new revenue by increasing your conversion rates on your ads. So here's a quick preview of the end result. I'm going to fill this form out again, and then I should get a call on my phone. I'm going to quickly change the phone number, fill in the phone number off screen. So let's do that. There I am again. I'm going to add my personal phone number. There we go. I'm going to hit submit. Let's get this. Let's try this out. So it should be calling me right now in about a second. There we go. So let's try this out.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. This is Alex from Flirio. You recently replied to our ad on Facebook about AI automation services, right? I'm calling to see if we can schedule a 30-minute meeting to discuss how Flirio can help optimize your processes at Apple. Sound good?
Actually, sounds great. What do you think Apple might need?
Well, I mean, Flirio specializes in building low-code web applications and automations with AI that can really streamline your internal processes. For a tech giant like Apple, we can help integrate seamlessly with your existing systems, reduce costs, and minimize manual errors. It fits perfectly with Apple's focus on innovation and efficiency, you know? So ready to book that meeting?
Oh, that actually sounds pretty interesting. So what do you know about Apple?
Yeah, I mean, Apple is a tech powerhouse, designing, manufacturing, and selling a huge range of consumer electronics, software, and online services. With your scope, our AI automation could really
sounds
enhance
great.
your internal
Actually, right now, I'm not sure if I know at what time I will have time for a meeting. I'll call you back later in a bit, okay?
Sure, no problem. You can always call us back at your convenience. Thanks for your interest, John.
Perfect, thank you. Bye-bye. Perfect, so that was the call, and now we're going to actually call that number, immediately call that number back. You're going to notice that it actually remembers who I am. I think it's already programmed to immediately call my name. So let's try that out. I'm going to hit wrong one so we can actually see it right here. But of course, if I didn't hit that, it would still work because the scenario is turned on for scheduling. So let's try that out. I'm going to call it back right now. Hello, this is John.
Hi there, John Smith. I'm Leo from Flirio AI Automation Agency. I am not a real person, but a smart computer. How can I assist you?
Yeah, I'm actually calling back because we just had a conversation. I filled in like a form somewhere and you wanted to set a meeting or something.
Oh, I see. Well, let's get that meeting set up for you. I'll just need to check our available time slots first. One moment, please. Checking availability. All right, let me get the current time and check our available slots. One moment. All right, John, thanks for your patience. It looks like we have a good range of availability today. What time works best for you to have this meeting?
Yeah, well, do you have any suggestions? Like 2 suggestions this week?
Sure thing, John. How about we set it up for 1, tomorrow at 10 a.m., 2, Friday at 3 p.m.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Times work. This will just take a sec. All right, John. Your meeting is set for tomorrow at 10 a.m. I've got everything noted down. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Now, I will show you step by step how to build this thing. And I know that this video is probably pretty long for most of you guys, but my advice would be follow along. It's a very, very valuable video. Probably, I say this every time, the most valuable video I've made thus far. And that's just because I try to up my game with every video I launch on this channel. So my advice would be get behind your workstation and follow along so you actually understand what are we doing. You can build along with me. And now all of the steps that we take in this video are going to be from the ground up. So you can actually follow along, and the stuff that we've built in other videos, that most of you guys are already familiar with because you've watched that one. I will, I'll get back on that, but I've made an automatic system that you can just skip all of the steps. If you want to know how to actually build it, you can go watch that video, the AI appointment setter. But for now, I've just made a make.com scenario that if you just fill out your token and your ID, then it generates all of the tools and the whole assistant for you in just about 5 seconds. So that's really great. We're going to get back on that. All right, so just a quick overview. What are we going to do in this video? First of all, we're going to build the AI appointment setter. Now we're going to skip that hour-long plus video that I've made on how to build this thing. You're going to get my blueprint in a make.com scenario. You're going to add your Vapi AI bearer token, and then it just automatically generates this whole thing for you, which is incredibly valuable. You don't have to watch that entire video just to get this thing, and all the extra stuff we're also going to get into. So it's really from the ground up. You can just watch this entire video. Then we're going to connect it to our lead generator, and that can be either a form on your website or a form with your Facebook ads or any other ads. So that's the next part, scenario automation, a system that we're going to build and connect to this assistant. And then we're going to build the inbound system, which actually remembers the caller's name, the email address. And for the purpose of this video, I've made an incredibly powerful tool that I haven't seen anyone add to these voice assistants thus far, but I think it's really powerful if you want to build and use an AI voice assistant in a sales situation. And that is, we're going to ask the customer in the forms to give the URL of their website. It's going to scan that website. It's going to extract all of the valuable and important information about their business. And then it's going to generate a very short 1-paragraph sales report that actually says, hey, based on what I found on their website and based on our services, I think this would be the most interesting one for them. So your AI voice sales assistant actually knows what to offer them before it even initiates the call. All right, so this may all look a little bit and sound a little bit vague at the moment, but I promise you in a few seconds this is going to all make sense, or in a few minutes. Actually, it's a longer video. I looked around on YouTube and I really have not found a single AI voice assistant instruction video as capable and as valuable as this one. All of the information I've packed in here, I've made it, I always say I cut the fat in my videos. I really cut away all of the things that you don't need. I only give you pure information, and still I make 1 hour, 1.5 hour videos. I've condensed it even more, so you get, like, I said it in my last video, a whole course of information just in this single video. So this is really a system and a product that a system you can productize, make a template of, and sell to your clients if you're a marketing agency or a business development agency or an AI automation agency. But also if you run your own business, you just want to use this in your own ad campaigns or in your own systems, you can do that as well. All right, so before I get into this, I want to show you guys the members platform. And before I even get into that, I really want to show my appreciation for the way that this channel and this environment and this community has grown. First of all, the members platform at members.fligeo.com has about 150 users at this time. So 150 users that are actually in this AI space, made an account and are actively using this platform. Of course, what you can find here, this is just a free account that you can make. So you can go to members.fligeo.com, register an account, and you can get access to everything that's on here. First of all, you can get to the resources. So with every video, I make some resources that you can use to actually copy and paste the entire system. You can download the blueprints, the JSON files, the code. Everything you need is in this members platform, and that's also the resources that we're going to use in this video. So as you can see, these are my other videos, and this is our newest one, so the one that I'm recording right now. This is actually the first time I've already built the resources before making the video, so I can actually show you guys what you're going to see, so that's great. So if you log into members.fligeo.com, you can actually go here and get into the resources. Before I get into that, this is the first time that I'm actually announcing that we have a Discord community. I've built multiple people that register with members.fligeo.com and gone to the leads or connected to me via Instagram or LinkedIn. My Instagram and LinkedIn will be in the description if you want to connect with me. And they told me and asked me, hey, do you have some kind of Discord community or a community where I can catch up with people in this space? I think that's incredibly valuable. So I built this system, this server on Discord. You can go find it here. It's also in a link in the description. And actually, before I even announced it in any of my videos, there's already 35 users, and every day I get like messages and notifications of active discussions in that Discord community. And the great thing about that community compared to others that I've seen is that these comments are very technical, are very insightful, and very useful. So if you actually want to get some information that you can use in your business, then there's some very valuable discussions in that community. So you can have that, check that out, go into the description or go to members.vlero.com. You can find it there and join the Discord community. Also, in my last video, I talked about how to really build an AI automation agency, and one of the most important parts of that video was partnering, so the partner program. I think any way you can network in this space is an opportunity well used. I think networking is incredibly easy in this space if you know how to look for it and how to do it. And it's also very, very important. There's two reasons for that. Either I'm just talking to the AI automation agencies right now, so not necessarily the business owners that want to use AI for their business, but also to you guys. If you're an AI automation agency and you want to scale your business, you actually want to serve every client that comes your way and take on every opportunity. One very important thing that you have to fix is getting your people. Having people that you can instantly connect with and know, if I get a question that is not AI voice agents, for example. Your expertise is AI voice agents. You've watched my videos, you watched some other videos, you really get a grip on Vapi AI. You can build some very capable systems with it when connecting it to make.com. One of the specializations of Vlero, so my automation agency, is actually also building no and low code web app development. If you guys are wondering, hey, how can we build web apps with no code? So a SaaS platform, people can log in and make something like this. Let me know in the comments if you want a video about that. I can really get into that, and that's something that we do a lot of with Vlero. So if you get a customer or a client that actually has a question where you either see an opportunity of, hey, we can use this platform or we can build a platform around it, or you get the question of, hey, the client asks you, can we build a platform around it? So like a platform where people can log in and then speak to an AI assistant or an agent. And you don't necessarily have the speciality or that expertise. You don't really know how to do that effectively. You can either try to figure out, which most of the time you can actually do, but you can also connect to a partner. If your network is robust enough and you know them, then that's really a really powerful way to get that. And that's why I created the partner program or the partner portal at members.vlero.com. And if you go to the partner portal, as you see, I haven't even announced it yet, just told some guys in the Discord server about this, and we're already at four profiles. So just for the sake of this video, and you can skip ahead if you're really not interested, this video is very long, so if you're not interested in partner programs or partner portals or whatever, you can skip along. I think it would be a real miss, because this is probably even more valuable than the entire AI Vapi system that I'm going to give you guys right now, because this is really a way, especially if you're an AI automation agency or whatever agency, an incredibly powerful way to reliably scale your business and partnering up and finding people to work with. So for now, I'm going to show you guys my own profile. I'm going to click here. And you can see that these are the people that you can send a message or connect with and ask them, hey, I have this client, or I might get these clients in the future. do you want to work with me so we can actually collaborate and make this into a reality? You can find some great people on here. So really would advise, go to members.vleo.com, make your profile, and people are actually searching for it because we're already with only like 5 videos, add all these members in the community and also 150 users on this platform. So it's really exploded. So as you can see, this is what you can fill out, the partner profile. This is everything about me, all of my skills, a link to connect with me, get into a meeting, a bio, my email address, company name, phone number, public email, LinkedIn, Instagram. So everything you need to know before getting in touch with me, you can actually find here. You can either export my profile, so you can save it as a PDF, as you can see, to use later. Or you can, obviously I can't edit yours, but I can edit my own. I can edit my own profile, update records, and actually say, hey, my company name is not Vliegereo BV, it's actually BH, for example. And then I can update that. So it's, I really, again, my MO is cut away all the fat. Don't add anything that is not strictly necessary. And that's what it's right here. So I'm really excited to see that already 3 other people have made their profile. And also the first 10 people that built their profile and put them online. So you can either, there's also a box that you can check of like, hey, take it offline, take it online, take it offline, take it online. So if you want to, for some reason you made a mistake or you don't necessarily, you have a day that you don't want your profile to be online, you can just uncheck that box and then it's offline. So you don't have to worry about if you make your profile once, it's going to stay there forever. There's a really good system behind this. The first 10 people that actually build their profile, at least 50% are going to get a resource from me for their agency or just for building AI systems that I'm not going to give out again. So this is just really a one-time thing. If you make your profile, you make at least 50%, you're within those first 10 people, you're going to get that one-time resource, and it's an incredibly valuable resource that I'm going to share with you guys. So that's the partner portal. This is the first time actually announcing this and talking to you guys about this. Go to members.vliegereo.com. You can get access to resources, the community, and also the partner portal. So for now, let's get back into the video. I'm going to show you guys, go to members.vliegereo.com. When you head to resources, you can click this one. So this is one from the video, and you can copy and paste all of the code and the systems and the blueprints that are in here. Now I noticed that I forgot to add the blueprints for this video. Don't worry about it. When you see this video, you go to members.vliegereo.com. I will have updated this before I launch the video, so you can get all of the blueprints that I got here. There's about 6 blueprints, and you can build the systems with me. So all you have to do is just like the PDF, download all of the blueprints, and then add them to your make.com. So let's get started. All right, so these are going to be the steps that we're going to take in this video. We're going to get the blueprints from the members.vliegereo.com platform. So that's where you're already logged in if you see this in your own screen. Import the blueprints into their own scenarios. So we're going to build 6 scenarios and import the blueprints. Now I've added a new account with Vapi and with make.com, so I know for sure that everything that I do is also what you guys see, so I don't skip any steps. You can really follow along. I'm not going to make a lot of edits in this video and cut out all sorts of things just for viewer retention. Honestly, my videos are this long because I'm really laid back, and everyone who's actually excited about AI and these systems will follow along, and yeah, we're just going to build this together like we're at the same screen, so to speak. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Import the blueprints in their own scenario, building the scenarios, automatically build the tools and assistants in Vapi AI, and then we're going to test the systems, of course. So let's get into this. So you're going to need one thing to start with every video actually that I make. You're going to need this. You're going to need make.com. So go to make.com, make an account there, and for this video you actually need a paid account. So you can just use the cheapest tier. That's around, I thought it was $10 a month, I think. And then you can use multiple scenarios at once. This is actually something I forgot to add or a note in my last video, and some people got stuck. You actually need multiple running scenarios to build this thing, because this is a super agent. As I said, we're going to need multiple scenarios because it's a complex but also a very powerful one. So what we're going to do then is go to scenarios, click create a new scenario, and well, one thing changed. So there's a small difference with my last video. Or my past videos. With every other video, I actively built out these scenarios with you guys, actually adding all of the modules, adding the webhooks, configuring the modules, all that kind of stuff. That worked for those videos because they're a little less complex. But for this video, we're going to build a super AI agent. And well, if I edit and build all of the scenarios with you guys, add the modules, configure the modules, test the modules, all that kind of stuff. Of course, that would be valuable for you guys because you can actively follow along and try and understand the system that we are building. But for the purpose of this video, it would then probably be like an hour or 2 or 3 video, or even longer. So for now, what I did is I actually made blueprints that you can find on members.flereo.com. You can import those blueprints into your scenario, and then you get all of the modules at once, because or else this would be a very long video. So that's what I'm going to do. For this video, I'm gonna have to, just for now, do this off screen, because if I show you guys how to import this thing, you're going to see all of my files. What I can do is actually show you guys that you have to click more right here, 3 dots, and then click import blueprint, and then find the files. So that's what I'm going to do really quickly right now. I'm going to add all of the files, and actually I'm going to cut to that. So I'm going to do that off screen because, well, you don't really need to see that. It's just repetition of what we're doing. So you're going to scroll, you're going to find the blueprint that you've downloaded from members.flereo.com. Click on it. It's going to say book a meeting.json, for example, right here. Then you click save, and then it gives you the entire thing. So this is the smallest one, so it's not that impressive. But then you're gonna go to make.com, start another tab, create a second scenario. You're going to do that 6 times because there's 6 blueprints for you to add into your make.com. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Okay, very cool. So now we got all of the blueprints in our scenarios in make.com. I'm going to quickly go over them, and then we're going to build them. So first of all, of course, book meeting. That's the first one that we added together. And then off screen, I also added the call lead. So that's the system that actually calls the lead that fills out a form either on your website or on an ad or wherever you get information from your leads. It doesn't even have to be a form. So any way that you can send information to the webhook is going to work. Create tools. So that's the scenario that I'm really excited about. My most viewed video is about, right now, I think nearing 1.7 thousand views. And that's about how to build an AI appointment setter. Which is a very interesting video, and I would advise you to watch that video because it really gets into how to build that system. But we're going to skip ahead all of those steps, and we're going to condense that 1.5 hour video into about 15 seconds by actively just running this scenario, connecting to the API endpoints of Vapi AI, which is automatically going to generate the entire assistant for us. So that's really exciting. But that's just the Vapi end of things. We also still have to build the functionality of the tools that the Vapi AI system is going to call. Maybe that sounds a little complex if you're really a beginner, but just don't worry about that. Just follow along, and then you can build the system. So one of the things that we're going to build is date and time. So we're going to have to actively give our voice assistant a means of getting the current date and time, so that actually, or else it's going to think that it's somewhere in 2023, which is going to mess up the entire, how do you say that, the entire booking system, of course, if it thinks it's 2023. So we have to get it and give it the current date and time. We have to check the availability in our calendar. So what we actually do is we tell our AI voice assistant which times in our current calendar are already booked, so it doesn't book conflicts. So if Friday the 13th you are in a meeting from 1 to 2, it's going to tell your AI voice assistant, hey, this Friday there's going to be a meeting from 1 to 2. It's not going to book anything around that time. We'll get back into that later. And then the last one, take a call with customer memory. So if right here with the call lead, you call the lead and somewhere in the conversation it actually goes wrong and the person hangs up or doesn't have time or will call back later, it can actually, this is the inbound system that if they call back later for whatever reason, they missed the call, for example, the assistant will actually know their name, their phone number, their email address, their information, anything they filled out, any information they have on the customer, it will memorize that because it's already put in the Google Sheets. So yeah, let's build this thing out. So where are we going to begin? At first, I would say let's, yeah, that's actually a very good question. Where do we begin? Are we going to create the tools first? Yeah, I think this is the most fun place to start. So what we're going to do is, I've made 2 accounts, Flereo Hosting and Flereo BV, so those are my Google accounts, and I'm logged in to 2 accounts and systems because one of them, I don't have my bearer token, for example, and I'm not connected to any account, so I actually know for sure that you guys don't see what I'm seeing. So I'm going to click out of the, or you see exactly what I'm seeing, so it's not different, you can actually follow along. So what we're going to do is go to Vapi, dashboard.vapi.ai. I'm not going to show you guys how to make an account with Vapi. All you have to do is go to vapi.ai, make an account, you get $10 for free. But most of you guys already have an account, already playing along around with it. If you don't, well, just go to Vapi AI and make an account, and you're going to see something like this, and everything is can just be clean. So if you see in my last videos, I have multiple assistants here and I have multiple tools here. I deleted all of those assistants and all of those tools because we're going to build them automatically in a moment. So what you're going to want to do to actually build these tools, you only have to edit this. So you see all of this, so the API to create a tool, and create a tool, and create an assistant. Ignore all of this stuff. So this is just to take the stuff out of your hands. What we want to do, wait, what is this actually? Oh, okay, I'll get back on that. You only want to edit this thing if you're in Create Tools, the Create Tools scenario. So first of all, what we're going to do is actually add a bearer token. Wait, no, actually, before we build this entire thing, we actually have to generate a webhook for each of these 3 systems. So the date and time, get availability, and booking a meeting, you have to first generate an... what's up with this? Okay. You first have to generate a webhook for those. So we're going to go here, and there's a webhook. We're going to go here. There's not a webhook here yet. So I'm just going to call that Vapi get availability. So now this one has a webhook, and just follow along. You don't have to understand everything I do. Some of you guys are familiar with make.com, do know what I'm doing. Some of you guys are not, don't worry about it. So Vapi booking a meeting. There we go. So all 3 of these have their own webhook. You're going to have to copy that. So the date and time one, you're going to want to put that in here. And then get availability. You're going to want to put that in here. And then booking a meeting, of course, you're going to set that in set a meeting, booking meeting, same thing. And then, of course, you need to add the bearer token. So what you're actually doing is you're sending API requests to Vapi AI to create a tool or to create an assistant, which you would normally do in the Vapi AI environment. So you would log into Vapi AI and build the tool. But just to make it a little quicker for you guys, I've made an automation for that. So like, for example, here you're going to add your bearer token, bearer token, but I've made this a variable, so you don't have to edit any of these. You just have to put your bearer token in here, and then it will automatically place it in the right spot in the API request. All right, so let's add the Vapi AI bearer token. I'm going to, of course, do that off camera because I can't show you guys my bearer token. So I'm just going to quickly go. I am going to show you guys where you can find that token, so you can actually follow along. So if you're back in Vapi AI, doesn't matter where you are in the tabs, just click here, Flireo, in this case it's just my profile, go to API keys, and then there's my private key. So you're not going to be able to see it here, but I'm going to add it off camera. So on the variable name bearer token, you're not going to want to add anything except the bearer token. The bearer space is already in the right place. I don't have to explain it to you guys. Just add the private key under bearer token variable name in the edit only this module, and then click OK. So now that's what we got. We have the webhooks, and we have the token in this thing. We can actually run it, and it's going to create the assistant, so the AI appointment setter assistant, and all the tools that we're going to give to the assistant, which is which is really nice. So yeah, I say let's give this thing a go. And I'm also going to show you guys. Wait, I'm going to do this on screen. So yeah, let's run this thing. I've also added a buffer right here. It's probably not even necessary, but I thought, hey, maybe the APIs need some time to like propagate or something. So I added a buffer so that I actually know that assistant can be created with the right ideas, but it's probably not even necessary. So this is the result, assistant ID. Before we do anything, that's why I made this variable, so you don't even have to look for it right here. You can just go here, click on the magnification glass, and copy this. So not this one right here, copy this one, the output one, copy it. And this is the one that you're gonna have to put in, let me remember, either this one, or because this is the appointment setter, and when you call a lead, you're going to, yeah, so you're going to copy this one, go to call lead, so that's the blueprint that you're going to go to, call lead, and then you're gonna look at set variables, and I think it's this one. Let's see, yeah, it's this one. So what you're gonna do right here is delete this, because this is an old one. I'm probably going to remove it, but if there's anything filled out here, you can just remove that. You can also remove this one because that's my phone number ID. It's not your own phone number ID. So you can go here and add that one there. So you made an assistant, and this is the ID of the assistant that you made. You're gonna have to copy that so that when you call a lead who filled out a form or replied to an ad, it actually tells Vapi AI which assistant is going to have to use to call that lead. If you watch my second to last video, I go a little more in depth on this, but you're gonna have to add that right here. And also you're going to have to add a phone number ID. Where can you get that? You're gonna go back to Vapi, going to go to phone numbers, and this is my phone number ID or my phone number. Yeah, so copy the ID, not the phone number. That's very important. Copy the ID and put that right here. If you don't have phone number yet in Vapi AI, you can either buy a number, and I think right now they only have US numbers if you're going to buy a number, but yeah, US and Canada. And if you want to use it for like Bulgaria or India or Dubai or England or the Netherlands, where I'm from, I'm Dutch, then you can go click here on import. You're gonna have to make an Twilio account, add a phone number there, import it right here. I think I made a video about this. If you're not familiar with this, you can add any other video. For the purpose of this video and just the ability to test the system, I would advise actually just buying no matter where you're from or for which audience you're going to build this system, I would just advise, for simplicity's sake, just buy a US number. It's only $2 per month, and then you can actively actually test the assistant. So that's what I would advise. Now, of course, as I said, you're going to have to copy this ID and put it right here, a phone number ID. Also, if you have an assistant selected right here, unselect it. So it should not have an assistant selected, because that way it's going to send every call to our assistant instead of in the assistant that we're going to make outside of Vapi AI, instead of using an assistant inside of Vapi AI. If that doesn't make sense to you, never mind. Just make sure that there's no assistant selected right here under that phone number. So that's what you're going to want to do. And then, of course, then everything is filled out. Don't worry about this. This is just to make sure that if there's quotes in your text and you send it through JSON, then it's going to mess up that JSON. It's going to create conflicts. If you're not a programmer or not familiar with development or API, building with APIs, you can just forget about this. Just leave it as is. Here, you add your phone number, your assistant ID. This is the prompt that you can edit. So this is an example for Flireo. You can change this completely. So you can change this in. You can edit literally everything and anything. I'll get back on that in a second. But also this is something you can edit. This is the prompt that you're going to give your assistant with the instruction that you would normally be giving right here. So for example, right here, this is the instruction that you give your assistant. That's what you're going to do right there, because that's something that you, that's the assistant that we built outside of Vapi AI. I give a lot of context. If you're not familiar with it or you don't care about it, just ignore it. Just follow along with what I'm doing. So one thing we need is exactly the same thing that we just did with the create tools scenario, and that's adding our bearer token. It's the exact same token I just showed you guys. You go to API keys, click on copy ID, and then paste it in right there. Of course, I'm going to do that off screen because I can't show you guys my secret key. Remember that any bearer token, any authorization token, any secret token or private key, there's a lot of names for it. Don't show them or share them with anyone, because yeah, it's a very personal key, or very secret key actually. So don't share them with anyone. I've actually had talks with people in the Discord community who had trouble building their systems and ran into problems. I asked them, hey, can you send me your blueprint and leave out the API keys? And multiple people just forgot to. Maybe they trust me, they don't care. Of course, you can trust me, but yeah, I would just advise take out the API keys or the secret keys. So that's that. This one is completely set up. We're going to quickly check if everything is all right. Well, actually, we'll get back to this one in a second. First of all, we're going to check if this one is built out. So first, we're going to build the tools. So we have the tools. We have 3 kinds of scenarios and 6 blueprints. So 3 categories of scenarios and 6 blueprints. So 6 actual scenarios, 3 categories. The first category is creating tools. So this is literally just a one-off thing. You can delete it after you've done it. And what it actually does is, I'm going to show you right now. If you compare this to what I showed you in the beginning of the video, we actually made a new assistant, book a meeting. It's actually completely empty, because we're going to add this dynamically in our make.com environment, as I just showed you, but I'll get back on that. So this is empty. If it looks in your system exactly like mine, then you did everything all right. So this is the voice. I chose Bria. You can edit it here, but it won't change your assistant. I'll get back on that. Just make sure everything looks like this. And also we've added the functions, get the date time, get availability, set meeting. And these are actually tools that we've also added in our Vapi AI system. So in my last videos, I actually actively built this one with you guys by clicking here, new tool. Now we've done that automatically. We just told Vapi AI automatically which tools they're going to have to add in their system. So now we have get today's time, get availability, and set meeting. And all of these tools are already in the Vapi AI environment, which is just great. So we only have to worry about make.com. So that's the first category. This is just a one-off thing. Create the tools, make sure that it works. If it doesn't work, something went wrong, you don't get all of the tools, you don't get all of the, it doesn't generate the assistants. Delete all of them. So delete all of the tools that did get generated and delete the assistant, and then try to see if there's some kind of error code right here, and then fix it and do it again. If you don't, if you can't figure it out, contact me. You can fill out the form in the members.valero.com. You can either send me a message on the Discord server or find me on Instagram or LinkedIn. I reply to you guys anywhere and everywhere. So that's the first category, the one-off thing, creating the tools and the systems and the assistant. So we can actually forget about this one. We don't need it anymore. Date and time. That's the second. Date and time, get availability, and booking a meeting. So that's the second category. And those are the tools that our assistant is going to use. The other two don't have tools because I won't get into that. There's just too much detail. But these are the tools that our assistant uses, and we have to actively either do something with what our assistant tells us, or give them a reply. So that's the second category. We're going to build that right now, date and time. Follow along, and then you'll get the same system as I have, or that you saw in the preview, if I didn't forget to add the preview at the beginning of the video, but I probably didn't. So date and time, this one should look like this. HTTP module is we're going to get the current date and time so we can give it back to our assistant so it actually knows, hey, it's not 2023, it's actually 2024. So that's what we're doing right now. And in order to get the time, we're going to use the worldtimeapi.org. And you can change the time zone to your own. In this case, I used America/New York. I could also use Amsterdam because I'm from the Netherlands, or you can use any other. Just look up online, worldtimeapi.org, API time zones, and then you just have to look at something like this and just copy and paste it for try your own time zone. Don't add anything here. You don't have to change this one in any way other than changing the time zone for one that is relevant to you, and then create JSON. So in order to create this, in most cases, actually, with mine, it's actually filled out. But I think, if I remember correctly, it's not filled out for you guys. So I'm actually going to show you guys how you can do that. Because that's actually very important, making that JSON structure. So what you're going to do is go to Vapi, click here, go to documentation. I'm going to close this one, and then go to tools. So tools calling, and then go here, and then take this example and copy it. You can just copy it like this, or click this right here. So this is the one you need. You're going to go to your dashboard, click here, documentation, go here, scroll to tools calling, scroll down until you see this. You're going to copy that. I'm going to do this one again. So we're going to go to JSON, create JSON. Yes, create JSON. I'm going to put it right here just for now. And then we're going to add a structure, and then Vapi AI date and time. There we go. And then generate. And then put that right here. Generate. And then it gives us this. Don't worry about any of this. Just click save. And then you get the exact same thing that I have here. So for now, I'm just going to show you guys how, how you can edit, how I'm going to build this. You can click add item. It's the same exact thing as I have right here. So you can just go here, toolcar ID, and then here you see date and time. Now what you can do is actually run this one, so I can show you guys that it actually works. If you go here, it's that's the difference between an array that is not filled in and one that is. This one is just assuming that it will get that data some point in the future. This one has already received that data one time in history, so it knows that it can actually get that one if it runs again, and then it's predictable. So we're going to test this one later, but this is just how you can make sure that it works. I'm going to delete this one. We only need it once. And also I'm going to show you guys that you have to remove this and click the JSON string. So there you have it. This one now works. We're going to go to get availability. I'm going to show you guys this one should look like this. You should not change this webhook because it's dependent upon the assistant and the tools and everything we've built thus far. Again, the time zone is going to actively get the current date and time. In this case, I'm just going to change it to American New York. I think that's not even necessary because that's... Yeah, actually, I am going to use that. But it doesn't really matter. These can be a different time zone than this one because it's all kind of the same. So you don't really have to worry about that as long as the API works and it gets some time somewhere around the world. Bearer token. Yeah, so we're going to have to add another bearer token right here. But this is not an Vapi AI bearer token. This is going to be the Calendly bearer token. Because what we're going to do is we're going to, it doesn't matter which calendar you use. If you use a Google Calendar, if you use a Microsoft Calendar like we do, or if you use any other calendar for seeing your meetings and getting track of your meetings and booking meetings, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as you can connect those calendars to Calendly and sync them such that it knows, okay, it has a meeting at 2 in the Google Calendar and a meeting at 6 in the Microsoft Calendar. So that means that there's 2 conflicts. It actually knows that because it's synced, the calendar. So it takes all of that information and it's still able to deliver the right result, even if you never touch the calendar function on Calendly. So this is what you're going to want to do. You first have to set up your Calendly account. For the people who watched my other video about how to make an AI appointment setter, that you can just skip this one if you're already familiar with it. If you have not watched that video, follow along so you know actually how to build this Calendly. So you're going to want to start a Calendly account right here, calendly.com. Make an account. You can just use a free account. You don't need a paid account. And make sure that you have an event type. So what you're going to do, if you don't have this one yet, go to create. Make it like a 30-minute one, and anything that you put in there doesn't really matter as long as you have it in there. So make this one, and then what you're going to want to do, I'm not going to show you guys how to set this up. This is really however you like it. So it doesn't matter how you set this up, as long as you set it up to in a way that it works for you and you have to actually have this. Then with availability, you're going to want to, let's see, it's right here, or meetings. Create schedule, working hours, active on, time zone. I think it's actually in the event type, you can make sure, or in the admin center, or you're just going to have to browse around, but there is a function to sync your calendars, and so it actually knows, hey, the Microsoft one and the Google one. You're going to have to click around, but it's not it's not difficult, or else you can just ask this one right here. Click on sync, connect it to your Microsoft or your Google calendar. So it's actually in sync. It can get that those results and check for conflicts. So that's what you're going to want to do. And then you're going to click integration and apps. You're going to click API and webhooks, and then you're going to add a personal access token. Data and automation expert. Yeah. So yeah, so this is once again an example of like Calendly saying, hey, this one you should not share with anyone because it gives full access. So that's why you should never share your API token with anyone. And just to be sure, I'm going to do this off screen, so you don't get my personal access token. You know what? I'm just going to show you guys my personal access token. I'm going to delete it after this video. So that's a lot easier. Don't have to worry about that bearer token. You can just see it and not be able to use it. Vapi AI video demo lol. So it doesn't really matter what you call it, especially for this one, since I'm going to delete it. I quickly have to go to my email to verify. Okay, so still. There we go. So copy the token. That's a good thing. It doesn't even show my token. So that's great. I don't have to worry about that. So I've copied my token, and now I'm going to go back to my scenario. I'm going to set the variable, and then of course off screen I'm going to put my bearer token right here. So I'm going to do that real quick. There we go. And then well, actually, how am I going to wait, no, I don't have to do it off screen because I'm actually going to delete this one. So you can just see my bearer token. So I'm just going to put it right here with no quotes, nothing around it. So just this, the bearer token. And the next thing we're going to need is the user ID. So that's the one that we're going to use here. We're going to call the user busy times endpoint. And what that's going to do is going to ask Calendly which times of the week or this next week am I not available? Am I in a meeting? So there will be a conflict if we book a meeting for that time, for example. So in order to get that, we have to know, hey, which, it has to know which meeting do I have to look at, which calendar, which user, all of that stuff. So I'm going to get into that right now with you guys, and that's actually a little bit of API magic. But it's nothing to worry about. It's something that we can, explore together. So what we need is a user ID, and what we're going to do is actually get this bearer token. So the one we got right here. Set modes. We're going to need this. You're going to go to Calendly developer, so developer.calendly.com. I don't think you even have to log in order to use this. You just have to put your bearer token right here, set an API request, and then it gets my my email address. Now I think that this should be my user ID. So if you, how do you get there? Here, of course, that's also something that you have to know. You scroll down, you go to expand users, go to get current users, so that's you logged in. So that's why you don't have to add anything other than your token. Add your token right here, go here to Yuri, and then only copy this part right here. And I think if we test this, so we copy that and we change this, that should work. So I'm going to save this, and then we're going to run. It's not running. That's very peculiar. Let's try that again. I'm going to go to get availability, run this module only. Sometimes make.com has a very small hiccup. So we'll get back on that. We're just going to assume for now that this is the right ID. I think it is. So you're going to copy that, put it right here. And this one is actually done. You don't have to edit anything here. With the create JSON structure, it's just the same thing that we did with the date and time one. you can just create this again and then put in the same thing that we've got right here. I think it should be the case that if you import this template, that this is already filled out. You don't even have to worry about it. You don't have to create a new JSON. But just for this video, I'm going to tell you guys it's the same thing that we did with the date and time. And all of these things, they're empty right now, but that will resolve once we call the assistant to fill that out. And then one more, book a meeting. Wait, we already had one webhook for this, right? Discard changes. Get availability, create tools. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. That's a mistake on my end. Probably this, you guys don't have this problem, but I'm going to do that, redo this. I'm going to quickly tell you guys what went wrong so you know how to fix that. What was it again? The set meeting one, right? Yeah, set meeting. Yeah, book a meeting. So quickly going to import this again. With the webhooks, choose a webhook, add book a meeting. We already had a book a meeting one. Wait. Yeah, booking a meeting. Very strange. Okay, I don't have to edit anything right here. I probably, I think I know what went wrong. I made this webhook, booking a meeting. I copied it, gave it to my created tools. So the tools actually send information to this webhook. But instead of clicking OK, I clicked cancel or I clicked somewhere around here. And you get this snow icon right here that says, hey, it isn't saved. So if you go out of that place, then you have to choose it again. So if you experience the same thing, it's probably because you didn't hit OK, but the webhook is still there. Nothing went wrong. Everything is OK. Nothing to panic about. So this is the last one that we're going to set up, create a connection. In this case, I'm going to sign in with Google. And I'm actually just going to click here. And you need a Google account for this. You don't have to set anything up in the Google environment. You just have to connect it to Google, and then you can send Google Meet links right here. Yeah, so this is my primary calendar. I'm going to use this one because it's, you're going to have to change this because that's the one. The other one is the one in the template. And you're going to have to use your own one. So you're going to have to click this and then click your own email address, and then it's going to automatically remove that with the other one because it still remembers that from my blueprint, but it's not the one that you have access to. You have access to your own Google account. You can change this with anything, by the way. It's this is the example I use because this is a very popular one, Google Meet. And if you want to change this into like Outlook, for Teams, for example, or Zoom, you have to figure out your own configuration, but of course it will work. In this case, this is all of the stuff that it's going to get from from the webhook, from the assistant, and it's not filled out yet because you've not called the assistant yet. It has not used the tool yet, but it should work. So there we go, attendees, and then this is my own email address. You can change this into your email address. Just look around right here, change the things that you want to change. I would advise don't change any of these variables, only change this one, and yeah, this one. So that's that's about it, I think. Perfect. So all of these are set up. We're going to turn that on, and turn that on. And yeah, everything should work. And what we're going to do right now is actually test it. So we're going to go back to Vapi. We're going to go to Assistants. We're going to go to Book a Meeting. We're actually going to make a very quick prompt right here that tells him, hi. And then I'm just going to say, whoa, something happened right there. You call people call you to book a meeting. First, get today's date and time. Then check availability, then book the meeting in that order. Use the right tools at your disposal. Right, so that's what we're going to put into the system prompt, and this should actually be enough. We can talk to the assistant, and then yeah, it's going to use all of these tools, and it's going to fill out the arrays that are now not filled out. So it's like, how do you say that? Like there's white space in the arrays that I showed you guys in the variables. It's just going to explain for itself once we call the assistant. So let's try that out. I hope you guys can hear this.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. I'd be happy to help you book a meeting. Could I get your name, the subject of the meeting, your email address, the name of your company, and your phone number?
Yeah, sure. So what do you need from me?
Great. I need the following details from you to proceed with booking the meeting. 1, your name. 2, the subject or purpose of the meeting. 3, your email address. 4, the name of your company. 5, your phone number. Once I have this information, it'll check the availability and book the meeting.
Okay, this is just a test call, so you can just fill out anything you want in those fields. Make sure that the email that you use
Give me a moment.
is one that doesn't really exist, so that we don't actually send a meeting to someone that actually exists. Make sure that the email you invent is actually one that has very low probability of existing. So like with many random numbers, for example.
This will just take a sec.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks for your time. Have a good day.
All right, so let's see if this worked. Some things worked, other things did not. I'm not quite sure. We're going to check it real quick. Date and time did work. It got the actual date and time, as we can see here. This is what we sent back. So now all the variables, because the scenario worked, everything should be completely filled in. So the arrays should go from transparent to, well, this that we see right here. This one also worked, so that's great. It actually got the current date and time. Get availability. Let's try this out. There's nothing in my schedule right now in this Calendly, so that's a good thing. Let's see, everything should be filled out, as you can see. Oh, well, the bearer token, of course, is. This one did not work, so we're going to have to quickly see what went wrong there. Or did it work? It's just not showing. Message, tool calls, function. It should work. Tool call ID. I think it didn't really register. As I said, make.com has some hiccups sometimes. It should work. I don't really understand why it's not showing. Okay. Once. We're going to quickly do this again because make.com did not register it, so we're going to actively see it happen. So it's good. Hi.
Hello. I'd be happy to help you book a meeting. Could I get your name, the subject of the meeting, your email address, the name of your company, and your phone number?
Yeah, sure. This is actually a test call, so you can just fill out anything you want for those fields. For the email, it's info@superagency123465.com.
One moment. Your test meeting has been successfully booked for today, August 30th, 2024. You can proceed with your test.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that's the assistant. Everything worked. It actually booked the meeting. Let's see, where did it send the confirmation to? Test caller, super agency. That's funny. And it sent it to. Let's quickly see attendees. Test at super agency 1234565. Okay, perfect. So that's a great test. That actually works. All of the systems work. And also now it should be filled in. Yeah, there we go. So everything works. If you have any questions about this, and if you get stuck, just go to members.flereo.com. You can fill out the form at the bottom of the resource. You can connect to me via Discord. You can reach out to me via Instagram with jasper.rbg is my Instagram, or Jasper Rijbergen on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. I reply to a lot of you guys and reply pretty quickly. I'm really excited about these systems and what I'm doing with these videos. So if you get stuck at any point, let me know. I'll help you through it. So yeah, perfect. We got the first two categories, the created tools, so the automatic creation of the systems that we built in another video, and then also the actual functionality of the tools by building date and time, get availability, and history. Now you already have an AI inbound assistant that can take calls and set appointments and actually set meeting links, which is an amazing video in and of itself. But now we're going to head over to the super agent level, which is call lead and take a call with a customer memory. So yeah, let's get into that. All right, guys. So yeah, let's try that out. Everything works. That's awesome. Let's head over to these ones right here. So this is the advanced part of this video. You can just follow along, and it will actually be easy if you follow along. So you should have this right here if you added the blueprint, and that's not right. What happened here? Let's go back to scenarios and check out what happened. Create tools, daytime, book a meeting. Why does this happen? Is it because I have multiple tabs open? I'm just quickly going to close these up. 1 second, just save them, close these guys. These guys work, so you can just close them. Call lead should still be there. Let's see, we're going to quickly go here, create a webhook, and then we're going to call that Vapi call lead. Click save. There we go. And then click this. Account doesn't exist. Connection not found. OpenAI GPT. Okay, so that's another error message. We have to actually connect it to OpenAI. Yeah, so create a connection, my OpenAI connection. So this is one thing that you're gonna wanna do. Many of you guys already have this, an OpenAI platform API connection. If you don't have this yet, just follow along. I'll show you guys how to do this. You're gonna go here. You're going to go to, well, in this case, just going to open up development. No, automation, OpenAI API. And then you're in the OpenAI API playground platform. So you go to platform.openai.com. As you see right here, you're going to make an account. So you need an OpenAI account, build that account. I'm not sure if you already get some kind of credits or you have to add your credit card in order to get this, but this is OpenAI ChatGPT. If you're in this space, you really should get this because you're going to need it. This is like the gold standard for our business. So really would advise you, if you don't have this yet, to get into this environment, try to get comfortable with it, get to know it. I'm going to make future videos about this and the power of how you can use this API in combination with voice assistants, but also other ways that you can build systems for your clients. Wait, very quickly, I'm going to check something. Okay, perfect. So once you're in here, you're going to go to project, organization overview, and you're going to click on API keys. And as you can see, I already have multiple API keys right here. I'm going to create a new key. I'm going to click you, so myself. You have two types of accounts. You have your personal account and your service account. In many cases with when working with API keys, not always. Actually, I'm not even going to get into that because that's pretty technical and not really useful to this video. But really quickly, you have these, and oftentimes it's just quicker and easier to click the personal account because that gives all the access that you have when you log into the system. So, Vapi AI Call Lead API. So that's the name that I'm going to give it. You don't even have to give it a name, it's just for the purpose of this video. And then project is going to be Vapi, but also that doesn't really matter. Then I'm going to create the secret key, and then here it is. Of course, you can see my secret key. You're not supposed to be able to see it, but I'm going to remove it or delete it at the end of this video. So let's go back over here. We're going to create a connection. We're going to go my Vapi AI connection, open AI demo video, hit subscribe. So perfect, that one's there. API key, and then perfect. We'll hit save, and then we're connected. All right, so once you're connected, you're gonna see this right here. So this is the prompt that I filled out. Again, it's the skeleton arrays that you see because we haven't run the system once yet. But you can change this up, you can put this in other places, you can edit that form. I'm not really going to explicitly tell you how to do that, perhaps later in this video or in a later video once you get into contact with me or in the resources on the member platform. But for now, you can just edit this. If you want a different prompt, you can look at it. Hey, what does this mean? What does it do? In short, what this one does is, well, I'm going to give you a very quick overview of this scenario. This one should be connected also. There we go. So this is the second one, and hit OK. So very quickly, what does this system do? Well, let's close this real quick. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so in the resources, when you go to members.fleetio.com, in the resources, you can find this code right here. So I've kind of patched this up, made it a little more beautiful than it has to be. But you can go here, form code, and copy all of this right here. So just copy that, and then go to html.onlineviewer.net. You can use any service for this, but for the purpose of this video, I chose this one. Paste it in here, so you can remove all of this stuff and then paste it in right here, and then you get the form. So this is just a dummy form that I made for the purpose of this video. You can connect your webhook, your form to Facebook. If you watch my second to last video, I explained to you how to do that, connect it to your ad account. You can do it connected to a form on your website. You can do all of that stuff, and this is how you do that. You insert your webhook right here. So this one right here, we're going to have to copy of the call lead scenario. We're going to copy that, and we're going to replace this with that webhook. So in your case, it's going to be a different webhook, of course. So you put your own webhook right here. You're going to click preview full page, and then this is the form that your customers, for example, or your leads are going to fill out. They're going to tell their name, their company name, email, phone number. I grant permission to be called by AI sales agent on my phone, of course, depending on which country you live in, what your legislation is, what the rules or the law says. You might have to ask permission before calling people with an AI voice assistant. You might not. This is just an instruction video on how to do it. You're going to have to choose and find out for yourself what is necessary to actually sell these systems and add them to your marketing campaigns, for example. But I added in there for the purpose of this video. So I'm going to have to click that one, and then also the website link. And the website link is actually what makes this very, very powerful. I have not seen anyone use this tactic before. I may have missed it, but this is what makes the sales agent that much more powerful from the get-go. Because what it does is it actually, as you can see here, website, actually scans the entire website of the lead. So, and of course, you can just remove this if you're sending business to consumer. If you're sending this to people without a website, so consumers, for example, you're not going to need this. But if you're selling this to business owners, then this is actually very powerful because they're going to add their website. And then, so let's just for the sake of this video, do something like apple.com, something fun. So we're gonna give it apple.com in this one right here. I'm going to say my name is John Doe. My company name is Apple Inc. I'm not sure if it's Inc. or Limited or Corporated, just Apple. We're just going to call it Apple. My email is info@info.com. So it's just, we're going to really test it out, the complete thing later, so where we actually get the confirmation link and the email and the meeting link and whatever. But for now, I'm just going to use this as an example. Phone number, I'm going to use my personal phone number, which I'm going to probably blur out because I don't want that anyone and everyone to have my personal number. But I programmed this form to actually add the +31 or +1 or +351. So the country code, it has to be in there in order to send the form, because if you don't add that in there, it's not going to correctly send it to Vapi AI, and the call is not going to work as efficiently or at all, actually. So you need that formatting. So that's why in this form I actually made that a necessity. So 6. There we go. I'm going to quickly blur that out. I have a nice extension for that, if I can find it. Yes, there we go. Enabled. All right. Oh, so okay, I'm gonna have to redo that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's give this a second. Doesn't work. I can do it right here. All right, so I'm just going to do it right here. I'm not going to click preview. I'm just going to use this right here. And then I'm going to edit it here. So quickly going to add my phone number. There we go. Blur it out. Okay, that doesn't work. Doesn't matter. I'll just add my phone number off screen just before I hit submit. So we can just move on with the video. So for now, I'm just going to add John Doe. Company name is going to be Apple. Email is going to be info@randomstring.com. Phone number, I'm going to get back on that. I grant permission to be called by an AI sales agent on my phone. And then what we're going to do is copy this. And so also this one I formatted that it has to include the HTTPS // so that a colon, I think it is called in English, I'm not sure, the double dots. And then / www, because that's the formatting that you're going to have to get in order to visit the website. So I'm quickly going to add my phone number right here. And I'm also already going to turn on, I'm not sure if it works yet, it's a complex system, so I might have to get back on that. But I'm going to quickly, okay. Let's see, choose an account. Okay, so we're going to quickly fix this one, the Excel. You have to give it access to Excel. I'm going to show you guys what kind of sheet you're actually going to have to make. But for me, it's already filled in. So perfect. Save it, run once. So we're actually going to run it once already. And then I am going to call the assistant. Right. So here in the form, back in the form, which you guys can't see, but it's still the same form. I'm just adding my phone number and clicking submit. That's the only thing I'm doing right now. And when I hit submit, it should, as you can see, run the automation and actually call me on my phone. And I'm just now realizing that I'm recording this video on my phone. So I'm going to quickly switch to my webcam and call this thing again. All right, so I quickly switched to my webcam so I can actually use my phone to receive the conversation and or receive the call and actually show you guys that it's working. For now, as you can see right here, the scenario did run, but our Google Sheet did not run because we haven't set that up yet. So don't worry about it. We're going to do that in a minute. For now, yeah, let's run this once again. Fill out this form and then, yeah, try that call again. Yes, perfect timing. So that's. Hello,
Hi.
this is John.
Hi, John. This is Alex from Flerio. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm calling because you replied to our ad on Facebook about AI automation. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, actually.
Great to hear, John. So I wanted to see if we could set up a meeting to discuss how Flerio can help automate some of your processes with AI.
Well, what
Could
do you
we
think?
book a quick 30-minute session?
Which of your services are actually interesting to us, and why?
Well, given that you're... Sure thing. Based on what I see, Apple could greatly benefit from our AI voice agents chatbots. This can enhance customer engagement by automating routine interactions, improving operational efficiency, and providing instant support to your users.
Well,
This way,
what do you
your
know
team can
about our
focus-
business, actually?
Absolutely, John. Apple is a tech innovator known for its range of consumer electronics, software, and online services. Given your product range and services, our AI solutions can enhance...
All right, so there we are, back again. Guess what? I actually did a lot of filming after hanging up the call and forgetting that, hey, you guys can't see my screen, you can only see my webcam. So I had to quickly switch back and look this up. But this is the call that we made. As you can see, it actually scans the website and then gives a report on that and uses it in conversation. So I can actually ask the assistant, what do you know about my website? Why would that service work for us? Because it scraped the website, and I'm going to show you guys how that worked right here. So we're using this HTTP request, which is just the simplest module you can make. And it scans the HTTP, apple.com website. And if you go to data, what it scrapes is all of this information right here. So this entire document is going to scrape. Of course, you're not going to be able to use that in your ChatGPT, which I'll get back on, because that's just too much information, and a lot of it is going to be irrelevant styling, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, that kind of stuff. So we're going to use we use an HTML to text parser to only get the relevant information, so the information that's actually visible on the website that users can actually see, which is what we want, because that's the useful information about their company. And then right here in ChatGPT, we're going to give it this prompt, which is John Doe filled out a prompt. The name is, of course, pasted in dynamically. Give all this information, and then we say, here's the website. And then we ask it to generate a summary of that website and also of that business according to that website. And this is the summary, just a one paragraph summary. And then we give the summary to the next ChatGPT completion module. And that one actually looks at the website, looks at the services of your company, and then generates a sales launchpad, I would say, that is going to give to the voice assistant of like, hey, Apple.com is this kind of business, it has this kinds of products, and I think that these of our services, of these of our products would be the best fit for Apple.com. And it gives like, after scanning this website, this idea to the voice agent like, hey, you can offer this service, and if they ask, hey, why would that be interesting for us, you can say this, and then it really makes your sales assistant that much more capable, because it actually has something of a context to work on. It knows something about the business of the customer. Again, of course, if you have consumer customers who don't have a website, this is not going to be relevant. Perhaps you can replace it with something else, like a Instagram profile, for example. But that's going to require some editing. But if you're selling to businesses with websites, this is going to be very powerful. So yeah, if you don't like confirmation email, yeah, given the extensive product range and services, including Apple Music, health, or whatever, AI voice assistants, agents, and chatbots would be most beneficial for them, as they can enhance customer engagement by automating routine interactions, improving operational efficiency, and providing instant support to users. So we're actually giving the AI assistant some input on, hey, this is the name of a lead who is calling, this is their phone number, this is their email address, this is the content of the website, this is their business, and these of our services are most interesting to them. And then it has all of this ammunition, sales ammunition is what I call it, to actually call the lead and get back on that. There's still one problem. The Google Sheets did not work yet because we had not set that up. So what I would advise you to do is go to your Google account. So the same Google account you use to make the Google Meet, for example, in the other scenario. Make a new Google Sheet and call it Inbound Customer Retrieval. And my advice would be, do everything right now exactly the same way as I do, so that once you go and test it, when you run a scenario, you're going to call the assistant, it's going to work. Because of course you can edit this, you can add your own variables, you can add like a job title, for example, or country, or number of employees, all that kind of stuff, and that is very powerful. But just for now, in order to make it work with the form, with the automation, with everything, for the first time, if you want to test it correctly, just do everything exactly like I do, and call this one phone number, full name, email, company name, summary of website, and sales advice. Exactly those words. I don't think the capitalizations are important, but I would just advise you to copy and paste everything exactly like you see right here. So just copy this, put in these fields, go to your scenario of call lead, and then I've already done this off screen because I did a recording and didn't realize I was using the webcam, that you guys didn't see it, because so that's why I'm recording this a second time. But you're going to want to choose your own connection. It might still be on mine, so you're going to want to choose your own connection. And then also this one is going to probably, after you added this one, Inbound Customers Retrieval, it's still going to show two of those. So you're going to have to try to click both, and then go here and select the sheet name. In this case, it's probably going to be sheet 1. So you're going to have to try both of the spreadsheet IDs. Why is that? It's using the blueprint, and it has a reference for a spreadsheet ID that it doesn't know. So that's why there's probably two of them after you created this. And once you selected the right one, the other one will automatically be deleted, and you'll only have one. So that's what you're going to want to do, and this should already be completely filled out. You can hit OK. And now we've set up the Google Sheets. So that's where we're going to save the client information. We're going to enable scheduling. For now, we're going to hit run once, and we're going to do this one more time. So I'm going to fill out the form with my personal phone number, and then we're going to make the call one more time, and I'm going to show you guys that it actually saves that information in the Google Sheet, and that once we call the number back, it actually works. It remembers my name. So full name is, again, John. This time I'm going to use a different last name, like John Smith. Company name is going to be Apple. Email is going to be apple@randomnumbers.com. Phone number is going to be my personal phone number. Grant permission, and then website link is going to be this. I'm going to hit submit one more time. So now it's running, and it's actually calling my phone. This time I don't have to pick up. I just have to, I'm recording with my phone again. It's actively calling my phone, but well, I can ignore that, or actually turn that off. So I'll be back with you guys in a second. I don't have to pick up now. I only have to show you guys that everything is put into the Google Sheets. All right, so there we go. As you can see, it made the call. I quickly turned down the call because we already did that. But now I can show you guys that I actually saved everything to the Google Sheet. All my information is right here. I'm going to have to blur this out in editing, of course, because that's my phone number. But here you see all of that stuff, everything I got from the website, everything is saved. It's going to look ridiculous, but it's not going to look ridiculous to a computer or an automation that's actually going to read this stuff. So now we can actually save this, click on scheduling. It works, so we can turn this on and then click it, click it away. You can close that tab because we don't need it anymore. It works, and don't change anything that runs. And now this is the highest level of our super agent. We're going to make sure that we can actually call that same number back if something went wrong, for example, and it will know what the conversation is about and know how to call us back. So first of all, we're going to go to the take a call with customer memory blueprint. We're going to click create a webhook, and then inbound with memory Vapi. It doesn't really matter what you call this, could be anything. So perfect, there we go. And then this is the one that we're going to go and copy. We're going to go here, back to Vapi AI. We're going to go to settings, and then we're going to go here. And this is actually the reason why at the beginning of the video I told you guys to remove the assistant from the phone number, because if you have your phone number is not connected to an assistant and there is a server URL added here, is going to transfer the call to that server URL and going to ask for an assistant there. And that's what we want, because every call has to be sent of that phone number has to be sent to this server URL. And that's actually the webhook that we have right here. So now it's connected. This is the one that you're going to paste right there. It's server URL. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then you don't have to change any of these, I think. They're already filled in. Yeah, so don't worry about this one. It says sets multiple variables. In this case, just one variable. The reason that I made this is when people call your phone, we made in the other automation where we get the information, you can never add a plus sign at the beginning of a row or a cell in Google Sheets, because it's going to think that it's some kind of formula. So for example, when you do this, plus 31, whatever, it's going to make this into some kind of formula, and it's not going to work, and it's going to remove the plus symbol. So that's why this set variable, the only thing it does is it removes the plus from the phone number that is calling. So it's just the 31 or the 1 or the 353, so only the country code without a plus. So don't edit this. This one should not be edited. This one has to be connected to your Google Sheets, of course, because it's going to search for the right row. So you're going to click inbound customer retrieval, same thing as the other one, and we're going to click this one because it, again, is chosen the wrong one because it's still relying on the blueprint. Sheet name is sheet 1, and then right here, don't edit this. It's just going to make sure that is going to check the phone number and only going to get the results from the phone number that is calling. So if I call with a different phone number, it's not going to recognize me. It's going to make a new row and then recognize me. So it's just a filter to make sure that you get the right information based on the phone number. And then this is the one you're going to want to edit. And this is the most complicated one to edit, I think, in the whole in this whole tutorial. And that's why I added this. I'm going to explain this in the video, of course, but also this is important if you use the blueprint or get back to this later. This is really important, so always read this. How to edit this. Leave all of the quotation marks in place. So only change what is inside them or it won't work. The system prompt is an exception because, as you can see, it doesn't have any quotation marks, but all the other ones do. So you have to leave those quotation marks and only edit things that are inside of them. I made this module to make it easier to change core aspects of your assistant without having to edit the entire JSON. If you're already familiar with JSON editing, you can go into this one right here and actually edit this system. I do have to tell you guys, this is a very fragile JSON. One misplaced, well, that's always the case, one misplaced comma can break the whole system, but also there are required fields that have to be in the JSON that if you don't add those keys, it's going to break. So I would advise you only edit this one if you're really confident about what you're doing with the JSON, because you're going to break it. And always before you edit this, copy the entire thing and paste it somewhere else, so that if you can't figure it out, you can paste it back in there to solve the problem and get back to the way it was. For now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to add the tool IDs. So in this one, we're going to manually add the tools. So we're going to choose like, hey, we need this tool, for example. And what we do is we change all of these. So you're going to have to change this because this tool ID is different for all of you guys. But you have to remove everything that's in here, as you can see, and then add those tool IDs in between those quotation marks. Be very careful about using enter. Don't press enter ever. That's very important, because hitting enter somehow changes or breaks the JSON code, and that well, makes it such that it's going to say can't get assistant, for example. So don't hit enter anywhere, actually, because you don't need enter. So also with this one, everything is just attached to each other. The assistant can still read it, and yeah, hitting enter can just break the JSON. So don't do that. I've added my own ideas. It's going to be different for all of you guys, but as you can see, the first ones have a comma and the last one does not. So that's how it's supposed to be. Valerio, book a meeting. This is the assistant name. I'm not sure if this is, I don't think this is, this matters, what you put in here. For now, I would advise just sticking with Valerio, book a meeting. But I think you can also just change this into book a meeting, and then it's still going to work. This is not a very important one. Variable name system prompt. So this is the prompt for the assistant that you're going to add. So this entire thing right here, or with the book a meeting one, it's this. People can call you, so you're going to explain to the assistant how they're going to pick up the phone. You can edit this entire thing. You don't have to worry about this one. You can just edit all of this. Just make sure that you don't use any special symbols. You don't hit enter. You don't add bullet points. You don't add slash symbols. Backslashes also not, because it's going to have to be put into a JSON. You can add quotation marks, but in the next module, so this one, it actually removes all of the quotation marks. So it's not going to work anyway. Just make sure that it's, look, you see, here is a quotation mark, but I have made formula that removes all of the quotation marks with an empty string. So it's going to remove that quotation mark from the prompt. Yeah, but you can edit this any way you like, and you don't have to worry about these quotation marks at the beginning of the end and the end, because they're not in here. So that's great. And of course, these are all the variables like full name, company name, summary of website. This is all of the stuff that we retrieve from the Google Sheet, so it actually knows you will be talking to John Doe. He's working at Apple, and this is what they do based on what we see on their website, and this is how we might help them. So the sales advice, and their email is this. So you can edit this prompt freely. Variable name, voice ID. This is one I put in here because perhaps you want a male one or a female one or a different language, for example. Then you can edit this one, the variable value. By the way, you can, I forgot that you actually have to change the language right here. So if you're watching this video, I have not added this variable in here. So if you want to change the language of your assistant, you're going to go here to transcriber and then change this to DU, for example, I think that's German, and you can change this to NL, which is Dutch, or Spanish. IT is like, I think, Italian. Doesn't matter. So if you need a specific language, that is something that you're going to have to edit in the webhook module. And then where is there anything else where you have to edit that? No, I think that's it. Yeah, and you're gonna have to change the model to what is it? The other module. If you can't can't figure this out, just contact me. You're gonna have to change this one to the multilingual one, and you're gonna have to. Let's see. I think this is all of it. Yeah, it might be that if you're familiar with this and you want to change it into a different language, you can do this yourself. If you don't know exactly how to edit that JSON, or it's breaking, or it's not working, just hit me up on one of the platforms that I told you guys, on Discord, on the members platform with a form, or on LinkedIn or Instagram. Wherever you feel comfortable, I'll get back to you and help you set that up. It's not it's not difficult, let me put it like that. It's just something I'm going to have to tell you guys if you need it. So for now, voice ID, you can change this into any that you want. In Vapi AI, you can actually go here to voice, and then you see, or here, voice library, you get all of these voices, like English voices, Spanish voices, Italian voices, Indian voices. All of the voices that you could ever wish for are right here. You're going to copy the voice that you like and put it in between the quotation marks, and then you can use that voice. There we go. And then the first message, also something that you're going to want to change. So like if you want to say, hi there, John Doe, I'm Leo from Flireo AI Automation Agency. I'm not a real person, but a smart computer. How can I assist you? You can edit this as well. Again, don't add any very strange symbols right here, like slashes and backslashes, because it has to be put into the assistant or the JSON. Also, don't add any quotation marks here. So there are quotation marks at the beginning of the and the end, but don't add any of them somewhere in the middle right here, because they're not filtered out with the same formula as the system prompt. So you can't add any quotation marks in here. Gonna hit OK, and then the webhook response is going to look like this. If you're comfortable with it, you can edit this, but it already is working from the get-go once you add the Google Sheets. And yeah, well, you have to add the Google Sheets account and also the tool IDs, and then it should already work. And then you can edit the prompt and edit anything that I told you you can edit. So we're going to save that one. We're going to hit schedule, and then the entire system is working right now. I'm quite confident about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit save. We're going to close this tab. And we're going to fill out the form one more time. What I'm going to do right now is actually fill out the form. I'm going to get a call by the assistant. I'm going to hang up the phone before I can land a meeting or get the meeting. And then I'm going to call the number back and actually set up the meeting and show you guys that I actually get the meeting link so that all of the systems work. So yeah, very excited about that. So let's get into that. I'm going to switch to the webcam again, of course, because I'm going to be called on my phone. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so here we are. This is the, let me quickly show you guys. I'm going to fill this form out again. And then I should get a call on my phone. I'm going to quickly change the phone number, fill in the phone number off screen. So let's do that. There I am again. I'm going to add my personal phone number. There we go. I'm gonna hit submit. Let's get into this. Let's try this out. So it should be calling me right now in about a second. There we go. So let's try this out.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, this is Alex from Flireo. You recently replied to our ad on Facebook about AI automation services, right? I'm calling to see if we can schedule a 30-minute meeting to discuss how Flireo can help optimize your processes at Apple. Sound good?
Actually, sounds great. What do you think Apple might need?
Well, I mean, Fleario specializes in building low-code web applications and automations with AI that can really streamline your internal processes. For a tech giant like Apple, we can help integrate seamlessly with your existing systems, reduce costs, and minimize manual errors. It fits perfectly with Apple's focus on innovation and efficiency, you know? So ready to book that meeting?
Oh, that actually sounds pretty interesting. So, what do you know about Apple?
Yeah, I mean, Apple is a tech powerhouse, designing, manufacturing, and selling a huge range of consumer electronics, software, and online services. With your scope, our AI automation could
Well,
really
sounds great.
enhance your internal
Actually, right now, I'm not sure if I know at what time I will have time for a meeting. I'll call you back later in a bit, okay?
Sure, no problem. You can always call us back at your convenience. Thanks for your interest, John.
Perfect, thank you. Bye-bye. Perfect. So that was the call, and now we're going to actually immediately call that number back, and you're going to notice that it actually remembers who I am. I think it's already programmed to immediately call my name. So let's try that out. Run once. I'm going to hit run once so we can actually see it right here. But of course, if I didn't hit that, it would still work because the scenario is turned on for scheduling. So let's try that out. I'm going to call it back right now. Hello, this is John.
Hi there, John Smith. I'm Leo from Fleario AI Automation Agency. I am not a real person, but a smart computer. How can I assist you?
Yeah, I'm actually calling back because we just had a conversation. I filled in like a form somewhere and you wanted to set a meeting or something.
Oh, I see. Well, let's get that meeting set up for you. I'll just need to check our available time slots first. One moment, please. Checking availability. All right, let me get the current time and check our available slots. One moment. All right, John, thanks for your patience. It looks like we have a good range of availability today. What time works best for you to have this meeting?
Yeah, well, do you have any suggestions? Like 2 suggestions this week?
Sure thing, John. How about we set it up for 1, tomorrow at 10 a.m., 2, Friday at 3 p.m.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Times work. This will just take a sec. All right, John. Your meeting is set for tomorrow at 10 a.m. I've got everything noted down. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, actually, wait, could you...
Thanks for reaching out to Fleario Automation Agency. It was great assisting
Wait,
you.
do you have a minute?
Have a wonderful day.
Okay, so that's one that's one problem with the AI assistant. You can turn that off in the settings, of course, but you cannot interrupt it once it's initiated and phone call conversation. So that's why it skipped my interruption at the end. But you can just configure that and tell it not to be able to end the call conversation. And also when you get the availability, it does a lot of interruptions. Actually, in Vapi AI, you can jump into the system and edit how many times it's going to say, wait, do you have a minute? Do you have 1 moment? I'm actually checking it right now. So you can edit that. So if it doesn't sound perfect, that's the reason. But the great thing is it actually works. So we have, I think, everything set up. It probably sent the meeting link to my email. It remembered who I was. And as you can see in this example, when I called back, it never asked me, hey, what is your email address? What is your phone number? What is your whatever? Because it already has that information because it got that from the Google Sheets. So I just called back and asked, hey, can we set up a meeting? And it said, sure, here's some times. And that time actually works for me because I know my schedule, of course, off the top of my head. Well, of course, I get a lot of meetings, but still, I do know it. And then, well, it's not very quick. But yeah, I'm going to switch over to my screen again and show you guys that I actually got the meeting invitation link, which is awesome. So it's time for the big reveal. Now I'm going to show you guys, well, as you can see already in the screen, I'm in my email account, Outlook account, and it actually sent the correct Google Meet link. So I sent it to me, of course, but also send it to John Smith, which is what I put into the form. And without even asking my email address on upon calling back, it actually got it right. As you can see, copy email address, go here. You can see Apple, this is the nonsense random email address that I entered into the form. So apple at UG9, everything. So this is the super assistant. What we've made is, first of all, the AI appointment setter, of course. We've taken that out of Vapi AI into our own make.com system. And then we've added two functionalities. First of all, it's going to call a lead once they fill out a form, either on your ad campaign or on your website or any other way that you get information from your lead. It's going to call out to that lead. It's going to scan the entire website if it's a business, of course, or someone with a website. If it doesn't have a website, you can just remove that. It will still work, but then without website inputs. You don't have to worry about that. Remove that field, don't give that information. It's still going to work, but it's not, because it's not necessarily expecting that. So, but in that case, if it does have a website, it's going to scan the website, the content of that website, and it's going to base its sales pitch on what they found on that website. It's going to give that to the voice assistant. And if for whatever reason the person who is being called does not end the call or says, hey, I need to call you guys back later, they can call back on the very same phone number, and the AI assistant is going to know, hey, this is his name, and this is his last name, and this is his company name, and this is his email address, and this is all of that stuff. And it can actually, it still has the reference of his website, so it actually knows how to pitch that sale, and it can still book a meeting. And it won't be like, hey, who are you again? If they call back later in like even 2 seconds. So yeah, that's great. That's the super agent that I was talking about. Really excited that this is actually working. And I found a way to show you guys this thing in one entire video. I was thinking about, hey, should I at one part of the video tell you guys like, for this part of the video, you have to watch my entire other video of 1.5 hours. So so that was not necessary in this one. I'm really excited that I found a way where you don't have to do that, where you can just use that create the tools function to skip all of that stuff and yeah, actually get the tools and get the assistance on the Vapi side. So perhaps you were you're actually you were expecting a lot of work inside Vapi. We were like in Vapi for like 5 minutes. Everything was really make.com and the automation, and that's what we do a lot of. We work a lot with APIs, so everything we can skip, all the fat that we can cut, we do. So for this video, thank you very much for watching. And well, as I said at the beginning of the video, go to members.flereo.com. You can reach out to me. I have a very good connection with anyone in the community. It's really easy to reach out to me. I actually do respond if you send me a message on Instagram or LinkedIn or the Discord community, or fill out the form at resources. So if you go here you can see the join the Discord community, but here you can also always scroll down. I think I'm going to add a few things to this resource page that you can use, but you can always go down here, running into some issues, you can fill out the form and contact me personally. Furthermore, again, I would advise you go to the partner portal. There's 3 people who already signed up. This is my own profile, of course. It's a really useful way to get found by businesses, because I also, the member portal has about 150 users at this time, and a lot of those users are not AI agencies. It's actually businesses looking to make AI part of their system, and presenting yourself as that expert in a very specific field is going to give you an in with possible clients. And also, if you want to have other AI agencies reach out to you because they get a client who says, hey, can you build a voice agent or a make.com assistant, or, well, these guys do all kinds of things, then they can actually reach out to you and you can partner with them to serve their client. And also, you can find people yourself. If you go here, you can contact Aurelian, Tylen, and Kirubel. I hope I say those names correctly. and then partner up with them. So it's a really powerful platform, and this is just the beginning. As it says, as you can see, it's currently in beta mode. I'm going to do a lot of stuff with this, and the first 10 people who sign up, who fill out their profile at least 50%, as these guys have done, are going to get a one-time resource that is probably the most valuable resource I have shared right now. It's only for those 10 people, and it's going to be one time. I'm never going to share that resource again. So the first 10 people are going to get that resource. So I would really tell you, hey, sign up right here and make your profile, make yourself findable. Is there a cost associated with this? None at all. Actually, nothing in or around the members.vlero.com platform has any costs or anything like that whatsoever. I haven't really thought about it yet at all. I just wanted to make a platform where, first of all, I can share valuable information. I can connect with the people who are watching my videos, because I get a lot of engagement on my videos. I really appreciate everyone commenting on my videos and liking the videos, and the way that I'm getting new subscribers is like a rocket for me, so that's amazing. And also give you guys the opportunity to connect with the people in this space, because I think that the AI community has the best community in the world right now, and connecting with people is the greatest thing you can do as an agency owner. So that's great. Furthermore, if you want to work with us, with Vlero, you can also just send me a direct message. I'm also, of course, part of the partner portal. My profile is in here. If you see some things that they're like, hey, I want to work with him, I want Vlero or me in your back pocket. When you get a client that you're not sure if you can deliver everything that they ask for, you can just reach out to me on my WhatsApp, and then say, hey, can we work together on this project? I'll of course get back to you. Also, if you already have an idea or a client or a project that you want to work with me on, again, just send me a message, and we can discover that. For now, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you learned anything valuable in this video. Share this video with people who for whom this might be interesting, and I'll probably see you guys around. Good luck.